Hey, should I call an ambulance?
No, I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, you are standing on my mouth, though.
Oh, my bad.
Are you gonna move?
No. Ladies, gentlemen, and tarnished of all ages, the unsung hero of every Elden Ring build are the Talismans. They don't show up visually on your character, and a lot of the work that they do is just purely number pumping. But without Talismans, our characters would all be drastically weaker, and so you may be wondering how to get some of the better Talismans that are out there, or maybe even just curious about some of the more abstract item hiding places that exist within this giant game. Today I'll be presenting another set of 7 Talismans that you don't want to miss in Elden Ring. First up is the Prince of Death's Pustule Talisman. This one won't have a massive amount of use outside of niche scenarios, as all it does is buff your vitality stat, which boosts your resistance to the death status. What makes this one worth talking about, though, is that it is just sort of really out of the way. Under Stormveil Castle. I bet a number of you just audibly said, what? Under Stormveil Castle? Yeah, under Stormveil Castle. Starting at the left side chamber, site of grace, head outside the door and immediately take a hard right, jump off of the ledge in front of you and then off of the overhang in front of that. Slowly work your way down the wooden scaffolding to the foreboding area beneath. Progress forward past the rats and the giant rat, and then around through the ruins to find a drop downwards. Fall and continue on. A boss spawns here, but you don't have to fight it for this item if you don't want to, which is located in the far back right of the room itself on a corpse. Also notable that this area has what I think might be the longest ladder in the entire game, at least the longest one that I've personally seen. I don't even want to speed up this footage in the slightest. I just want to show you this whole thing, the whole way up this ladder, because it is hilarious to me for some reason that it is not just this long, and it is freaking long, but it's also a rope ladder. I mean, of all the ladders in the game to be made of rope instead of wood, it's this one. Secondly, today is the Primal Glintstone Blade. This talisman is a pretty neat one in that it is very powerful, but also comes with quite the drawback. You lose 15% of your max health, but all sorceries and incantations cost 25% less FP to cast. The trade-off here being that you are squishier, but your mana pool will last longer. You could even use this as an excuse to put less of your flasks into cerulean tiers and more of them into crimson, which essentially just shifts you from having a bigger health bar to having more regen available. This one definitely has some messing around to be done with. To acquire it for yourself, you'll need to head to the mountaintop of the Giants region, specifically the Stargazer ruins on the western side of the main area, and then you'll come across this little stranger jellyfish looking for their sister. Use your jellyfish summon that we all got given from Marika near the beginning of the game, and watch the story unfold before you. After this, a seal will be broken down the staircase, behind which is a door, behind which is a chest, within which is the Primal Glintstone Blade Talisman. Third, then, is the Godskin Swaddling Cloth, which heals you every certain number of successive hits. In practice, what this means is if you don't take a break of 10 seconds or longer between attacks, every handful of hits, you will be healed for about 5% of your health. It isn't exactly the type of thing that you could shove in any build, but a build built around attacking quickly and one where you expect to be able to keep up the offense, it can definitely give you a nice boost in survivability. To acquire this one for yourself, head to the Spirit Color Cave west of the frozen lake in the mountaintop of the Giants, and it's also opened with Stone Sword keys. From the site of grace located inside, head with a downward trajectory towards the lowest point, far in the back past a pile of wolves and snails, to eventually find yourself face to face with a boss fog wall. Head inside and defeat the boss that's inside to receive the Godskin Swaddling Cloth Talisman. Fourthly, the Old Lord's Talisman. This increases the duration of sorceries and incantations by 30%, which is specifically great for things like Enchant Weapon on the sorcery side or buffs like Golden Vow on the incantation side. It simply makes you have to manage your timers less often and get to focus more on the action of the action combat itself. To acquire this talisman for yourself, you'll need to reach the crumbling Fair Missoula region of the game, and once you do so, head to the beside the Great Bridge site of grace. From there, head out the doorway and up the stairs, take a left and head down to the end of the ramp, jump to the next area, and then head through the archway on the left, go out of that room and jump down to the right, proceed across the bridge into this tower that has a chest within it containing the Old Lord's Talisman, as well as a few beastmen who want to beat you up and steal your lunch money. Fifth up is the Erdtree Favor +2 Talisman. This is the third version of this talisman and the strongest of the three. It increases your maximum health, your maximum stamina, and your equip load, while having no negatives attached to it. This one is just generally great. Anyone can use it and get great use out of it. To acquire it for yourself, you will have to have had finished the Crumbling Faramazula final boss, after which there will be a very notable game state change. If you have orange embers in the air like me, then you'll know that you've done it. If you don't, then you haven't. Once you have, head to the Forbidden Lands Site of Grace and head back up the elevator towards the city. Specifically, your goal here is to head back through the direction that you left from the capital city originally. You cannot do so from the inside of Lindell anymore, as there's ash piled up over top of the door, so we must go around from the outside in. Once you are back within the city walls, head to the very far back of the lower area, behind what is unfortunately 3 putrid tree spirits, thankfully which you are allowed to totally ignore though, and on a branch sticking out of the ground, you'll find a corpse holding the Erdtree's Favor +2 Talisman. Sixth today is Marika's Soreseal Talisman. This one is incredible for anyone who considers themselves a caster, whether it be sorcery or incantation. It boosts your faith, int, arcane, and mind attributes by 5 each, at the cost of 15% damage negation reduction. Yes, the increased damage intake is a negative, but you have to weigh that against the positive of getting 5 of your main stat plus 5 points of mind, which is quite valuable to the right people. To acquire this one for yourself, you will have to unlock the Erdtree area of Elden Ring, which is done so by going to the Ordina Liturgical Town Site of Grace in the Consecrated Snowfields area, and then completing the Everjail puzzle at the top of that to light the statues and remove the seal. Once inside, continue on until you reach the Prayer Room Site of Grace, head out forwards to where you can see this pillar sticking out of the wall on the side, jump to it, and then fall down to the main structure, go around to the front and jump down to the bridge. Jump down again to the next pillar on the right, then go down to the ground level. Continue forwards to the end of the area to find a stone sword keyed door. Open it, and inside you'll find the Marika's Soreseal Talisman. Finally then is the Dragoncrest Greatshield Talisman, which gives you an enormous boost to physical damage resistance. More specifically, it adds 20 to the statistic for every physical damage negation, which put into perspective is more than a chess piece with 20 weight will give you, so it is quite hefty in any situation where you just feel like you're taking too much physical damage and need to find a way to make it a little bit easier for yourself. To acquire this for yourself, head to the Drainage Channel Site of Grace and the Erdtree as well, and then progress out and down the branch, jump down to the support, and then take the branch over to the next support beam, follow that support beam up to the top, and then use the branch at the top to reach the roof of the building. Go in the hole in the top and you'll see a chest guarded by some prawns. Dispatch of them however you see fit, and inside of the chest will be the Dragoncrest Greatshield Talisman. And that just about covers it, everyone. I've been Cotton Dinosaur from RageGamingVideos, and this has been another roundup of 7 talismans you don't want to miss in Elden Ring. Are any of these crucial to your build, or are they just something to help you out along the way? Like if you like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.